Hey everyone, welcome back to Honest Bee by G. I'm G, we review everything eco-friendly and cruelty-free, and today we're going to talk about what you should and what you shouldn't get at the Sephora VIB sale this spring. Alright, it is Sephora's annual VIB sale where Rouge members can get up to 20% off, and then we go down to, I believe, 10% off for the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to tell you what you should and should not be buying this sale round. And I'm also going to tell you a little bit about what's in my basket and what I'm hoping to try new for this sale. I'm going to start off by doing skincare. Then we're going to go on to what I wouldn't suggest that you buy. And then I'm going to tell you what is in my basket right now. So I'm going to start off with our cleansers, and my absolute favorite cleanser is probably also one of the least expensive items on the list, and that is the Inkey List Oat Cleansing Balm. I absolutely am obsessed with this cleanser. I really like anything with oats in it because I do typically have dry and eczema prone skin that's also very sensitive. So as a first oil-based cleanse, I absolutely love this, and I think it's dreamy and creamy. It takes off all of my makeup and it gets me ready for my second cleanser. For something that's a little bit more expensive and a little more luxury, I do love the Kale and Green Tea Spinach Vitamins Superfood Cleanser from Youth to the People. Even though it's a little bit more expensive, you actually are getting almost twice the amount of product as some of the other ones that are closer to anywhere from $10 to $20. It's just a really beautiful formula where it just does the bare bones of cleaning with really, really beautiful ingredients. You're in all sustainable packaging from an incredible brand where honestly, anything Youth to the People, you can't go wrong. I know this is one of Skincare by Hiram's favorites. He always has it on his back wall, and it's also one of my favorites. If you're looking for something a little bit more powerful for oily or acne prone skin, Paula's Choice is now new to Sephora, which is awesome, and I really like during times that my skin is a little bit more hormonal, more acne prone, or a little bit more oily. I like the Pore Normalizing Cleanser, blemish prone cleanser. It's a salicylic cleanser. I like to rub this on my face after I've done the first cleanse and let it sit there for a little bit to let the salicylic acid do its job. It does have SLS in it, which isn't my favorite ingredient and probably the reason it's not considered clean at Sephora, but the ingredients are really good. SLS is just sodium lauryl sulfate, which means it's kind of a fake added ingredient that helps add kind of like a foaming, bubbling sensation. I'm not a fan of it, but I only use this maybe a week or two out of the month, and I do feel like it's really helpful for times that I'm breaking out a little bit more. Otherwise, I use the other cleanser. Going back to Paula's Choice, this is their cult favorite 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. That is the salicylic acid. You don't have to use this every day because it can be strong. I suggest maybe either morning or night, maybe 2 or 3 days a week when you're trying it out at first. This is also something I turn more to during more acne prone times, or times that my skin's feeling a little rough and I want that chemical exfoliation. Otherwise, I use more of a rose water toner from a company that's not at Sephora, so we're not going to get into that. This next one, I always thought essences were kind of a scam. And this is more of a luxury item. It's not a absolute must-have, but if you are a skincare freak like me, I do love, as you can clearly see, my Adaptogen Soothe and Hydrate Activated Mist with reishi, pentapeptide, and hyaluronic acid. I really like this mist because that hyaluronic acid is going to help pull in those ingredients just a little bit deeper. This mister is the best mister I've ever experienced on any of these kind of liquid toners and essences. It's so fine and so small. It doesn't feel like I've got big water drops hitting my face. I really love this. Once again, all sustainable glass packaging, and then you throw out the mister at the top. If you have oily skin, I'm not sure if you'll like this as much, but for dry skin, I absolutely loved this. I think a really good vitamin C and a really good moisturizer are two things that you should definitely spend the money on for something higher quality. Lately, I've been using the Squalane Vitamin C Dark Spot Serum from Biossance, and this, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's expensive. I also like their other vitamin C. It's even more expensive. And my third choice would be the Paula's Choice vitamin C with ferulic acid, but that's also expensive. They're all kind of around the same $50 to $70. You're only getting 1 fluid ounce, so it hurts the wallet book a bit, but as someone who has been experiencing dark spots, I do really love this formula. If you aren't experiencing dark spots and you want more of a brightening, I do like the other formula better. But for me right now, well, my concern is dark spots that have been on my cheeks from old acne scars. I have really been enjoying this product. Now for nighttime, and you don't have to use it every day, I know a lot of people say that you should splurge on a good retinol too, but I have had the most success with the Inkey List retinol, and coming in at, I believe, what, $9.99? This little bad boy has been really powerful for me. I did have a little bit of purging at first, so my skin did break out a little bit and got a little bit sensitive, and I do it maybe every other night, and I've really, really enjoyed this, so I will be repurchasing this for sure. Next is a good moisturizer, and because every skin type is different, a good moisturizer is really personal. It's kind of just like a fragrance too. Like, it's really personal to you and your body chemistry, as is most skincare, but I do think a moisturizer is very particular. For me, personally, for my skin type, the Biossance Squalane and Probiotic Gel Moisturizer is one of the best for me. Though I do have more dry skin, lately it's becoming more normal. And because of my lupus, I get extremely pink cheeks. I don't have rosacea, but that's just part of lupus, is my cheeks are very pink and I have kind of splotchy skin tone. And I really like that I feel there's always a difference when I stop using this, that the inflammation and the redness kind of comes back. And then I use this for a few days and I do feel there's kind of this cooling sensation, and I feel like it's, my skin tone is more even after I use it. I use it morning and night. If you have incredibly dry skin and that's very irritated and you have visible dry patches, I do recommend either the Biossance Omega Repair Cream, that is a thicker, hardier formula that's also better for fine lines and wrinkles, or I also suggest the Youth to the People, I think it's also a reishi mushroom moisturizer. It looks like this. I've used both of these and I love them as well. I just don't think that my skin type as it is at this current moment needs it. Maybe more in the winter time or when I am having a dry spell, these are better, but for me this is my absolute go-to, and it's something lightweight. It's also great in the morning under your makeup, and you can't tell, it doesn't feel really thick, and your skin can just really soak it up. Without getting too fancy into serums and oils and everything, this 100% squalane oil from Biossance, I absolutely love this. It takes me forever to get through a full bottle. At the end of my moisturizer, I just do one little pump of this, and it kind of locks everything as my last layer. It doesn't leave me super greasy and shiny. It just kind of fuels my skin. I don't feel like it's a super thick oil. It just feels really good and hydrating. So I definitely recommend this product to add to anyone's skincare routine, and it's a pretty universal oil for all types of skin. Even if you have oily skin, don't let the word oil scare you. Alright, I'm gonna go in for a bonus round, and I know it's Biossance again. It's not sponsored by Biossance, I just happen to love a lot of their products. That would be the Biossance hand sanitizer, and it also comes in a mini form. I love to have this in my purse, and I keep this for refills, and at $10 for this size, it's actually the same price as pretty much any other cruelty-free hand sanitizer I've been able to find. And I just fill them up in these little bottles, and it's my favorite because it's not as drying and it does still have that squalane oil in it, so it's going to keep your hands a little bit more hydrated. So if you're washing your hands a lot, or you're using that Purell or any of those other brands of hand sanitizer, switch to this bad boy. I promise you'll see an immediate difference and you'll be thanking me later. Alright, we're gonna zip through a couple of the products that I don't personally think are worth it that I got, and they were just kind of a big thumbs down from me, so let's jump into those. The first one is going to be the Milk Moisturizer, and I didn't care for this moisturizer. It just felt too thick, which is really weird. Having dry skin, you'd think that I'd really love this. I've seen some people swear by it, but for me it just felt like someone was just grabbing my face. I don't like that. I just felt really thick. Like it didn't feel like it absorbed into my skin. It just felt like it sat on top, and I just didn't like that feel. It didn't feel moisturizing. I swear I love Milk makeup. They're some of my favorites of all time, but I didn't like the Milk makeup cooling stick. If anything, I felt like it just rubbed on my skin and was like pulling at my skin and made me feel like I was getting wrinkles instantly. Didn't feel cooling, didn't feel helpful, didn't anything. I think these cooling sticks are just kind of silly. It does nothing. It's kind of a gimmick, in my opinion. Doesn't do anything. Don't get it. Kosas Sport deodorant. So the other formulation that has a scent to it was citrus, so I am allergic to it. So I tried their unscented, and this just does nothing for me. I've been using this at nighttime to kind of see if using an exfoliating formula underneath my arms would help control any sweat or smell, but it doesn't do either. And I need help with both. Is that TMI too soon? We're that close. Oh, we're that close. That's fine. Yeah, this does nothing. One more thing I don't like. I don't have the packaging for it, but the Inkey List Snow Mushroom Moisturizer was another one I didn't like. It looks just like this. Does it look familiar? Probably, because it looks like the exact same packaging as the Retinol, which is super confusing and not good to mix up in your medicine cabinet. So that's kind of something I don't like, and that's one of the reasons the prices are so cheap, is because all the packaging is more cheap and pretty much all the same basic standard shape. But I'm not a fan of the Snow Mushroom. It just wasn't that hydrating on my skin. A lot of people thought that it was going to be a dupe for the Probiotic Gel Moisturizer from Biossance, and it is not. And also another example of why you spend a little bit more for the quality. In this particular case, splurge a little bit. Sorry. Alright, so let's talk about what's in my Sephora cart right now that I'm going to be buying. I'm really interested in the Youth to the People Super Clay Purify and Clear Power Mask. I've really been looking for a mask to help when I'm having breakouts, but I don't necessarily want a physical exfoliation. This does have niacinamide in it, and I think that'll be really good for someone like me with sensitive red skin that sometimes is acne prone. So I'm really excited to try this. The other one that I'm really interested in is the Glow Recipe Avocado Ceramide Redness Relief Serum that looks like this. I have been dying to try Glow Recipe, but almost everything has fragrance in it, and this is the first formulation I've been able to find that doesn't have fragrance or citrus in it, so I'm really excited to try this. I'm hoping that this works wonders for my lupus red cheeks. We'll see, and I'll keep you tuned. Another product I'm really interested in is the Ilia Blue Light Protect and Set Mist. This is supposed to be really good against blue light, which is going to come from your phones and your computer screens, which I'm on all day, every day. And some people have said it works really well as a makeup setting spray. So I will be interested to see that. It's a little on the pricey side, so I'm kind of tossed back and forth, but you know, it's just 20% off, so you do it. You gotta do it. Alright everyone, that's it from me. Those are all of my Sephora secrets. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode, and happy shopping. Bye everyone!